I was watching a video on YouTube this week which talked about why DC movies, why those superhero movies aren't as good as Marvel movies. Because everyone knows that. They're not. We want them to be, but they're not. And one of the things that they were talking about was that the characters are not dynamic enough. That Superman is just always a good alien doing good things to help people. There's no character arc. Batman is just always brooding and kind of mad, you know, and so on. Whereas with, you know, for example, Captain America, you see this wimpy little kid that could barely qualify for the military, and then he becomes this strong man with confidence, right? And so I was thinking about that, and also thinking, I had watched another video that said a similar thing. What makes movies, what makes a good sequel in a movie? And it came down to the fact that the second movie has to show that the character developed and grew in some way. Otherwise, it's just a rehash of the first thing. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and I'm thinking, well, what about me? How have I grown as I've been making these videos? Because I've said more than once, I said, you know, obviously I'm here to help people, you know, process dealing with their hair loss. I'm here to help people. But obviously if I'm good at what I do, then I'm going to be benefiting as well. I'm going to learn as I talk about this, as I teach these things in theory, then I'm going to be better at what I do, but I'm specifically going to learn. You're going to see a character arc with me. And what's really interesting is, you know, it's funny, you can look in your inbox and say, okay, well, here's the next 2 or 3 videos that he's done for today. But imagine this, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, but we're also almost at 1,000 videos. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's a lot of videos that I've got on this channel. And so there's lots of reruns for sure. And if you go back and see them, I can tell you this, my guess would be they're probably not as good as they are now. And so there definitely has been a character arc with me as the host. So I thought it was important. I thought it would be important and relevant today to share with you 5 ways that I have grown as I've made these videos, and so that we could better see my own character arc as the founder and host of the Brotherhood of the Hair Loss. So here's number 1. Number 1 is I feel that I've definitely become more balanced in what I've talked about. And I know that Robert, who's been with me for a while, Robert has been commenting from the very beginning, and I've learned a lot from him, so thanks, Robert. And obviously I've become more balanced in what I talk about. You know, I started out, it was all about buzz cuts, you know, and dealing with that to embrace your identity as someone who's losing their hair. And I still believe in it. I'm just not doing that anymore because it's all about the full spectrum. And I also used to very much, I guess we could say I used to be against getting a hair transplant, but I still have no desire to do that myself. But I understand that a lot of people watching my channel have had one or are thinking about it. And it's, you know, I'm neutral about it. If that's what they want to do, if that's what you want to do, then keep searching, you know, do whatever you think is going to make you happy, whatever you need to do as far as dealing with your hair loss. I'm understanding that I've become more understanding and accepting of other people's ways of dealing with it, whether it's buzzing their hair, whether it's getting a hair transplant, whether it's just growing their hair and letting it be, whether it's taking vitamins or whatever it is. And that's why yesterday in the orientation video that you are required to, hey, I'm stopping this video right now. Watch the orientation video. Watch it. If you haven't, do it. And that's why I made that into the rule, because that's part of how I've grown. All right, so that's the first thing, was I'm more balanced now as I handle these topics. Number 2, I've actually become more personal. I'm not so one-sided as I used to be compared to the days when I was mainly just filming around that tunnel that every once in a while I still do, but they're doing construction over there. That's why I switched to the buildings, by the way. But I've definitely become more personal. I mean, obviously, and I keep talking about this, my videos are largely based on viewers' comments now. And so that it gives it more of a conversational tone. Instead of me just teaching, I'm teaching through conversation. And I like that. I actually prefer that. But I couldn't have done that, you know, a year ago when I only had 100 subscribers. So now that I've got more subscribers, I've got more conversation going. So that's the way that as you grow, as my audience, as my subscribers, as you grow, I'm able to grow. because we are able to do that. So definitely, I'm more personal now than I was in those older videos from a year ago. Number 3, I'm more knowledgeable. I'm more knowledgeable about so many things when it comes to hair loss and dealing with it. I mean, like, this is a trivial thing, but I had no idea how many people had hair transplants. I didn't know Donald Trump, Tom Hanks, Matthew McConaughey has even had. I mean, I had no idea that there's that many people that had me fooled, you know? And I had no idea, for example, that rosemary oil could, in theory, be just as effective as minoxidil or whatever it's called, Rogaine, which is why I'm experimenting with it. I want to see if it's true for me. So, whereas before it was more just about, okay, just embrace your hair loss and deal with it. And I'm still about that. But if there's anything new I can learn, I want to learn. And I've definitely learned. Therefore, that knowledge leads to me being number 4. Number 4 is me being more confident. I never want to sound like a jerk. There's birds fighting or mating. I'm not sure which one. It's always hard to know. But I've become more confident in what I do. And I'm not afraid to lose subscribers. I think that's important for me personally as a YouTuber, to not be afraid to lose subscribers. And that's why yesterday when I was making the 3 rules, watch it. Watch the 3 rules video that I made yesterday. I'm serious about this. Watch it. But as I talked about that, I basically was trying to run people off that weren't going to make it anyway. I'm not okay with people casually watching my channel because I require more of my subscribers than most YouTubers do. It's true. It's true. Most YouTubers probably do a video every Thursday and it's, you know, a big deal. And me? No. This is like an accountability program. I'm your big brother, you know? And I am kind of annoying and I am kind of bossy. It's a commitment. Like, this is a little bit intense. We're going to have fun, but we're not playing around, you know? So I don't want casual people subscribing and then whining and complaining that they don't like that I do too many videos or the kind of videos. I don't want those people to be part of the brotherhood, you know? And so you may think, well, Nick, that's not confidence, that's arrogance. Okay, we can call it that. But for me, it's confidence because I know my audience. And that's a major part of my growth, of my character arc, is as I've learned my audience better, we can be more focused on what we do have in common and what all this collaboration is about to begin with. So I'm not afraid to lose subscribers because ultimately I know what I'm doing. I'm gaining more subscribers than I'm losing, and so I'm not afraid to run people off. And I think that's more fun. I mean, I understand that I have to be politically correct to a certain degree, but I think it's more fun this way because I don't have to be a nice guy. I can be a confident guy who's kind and wants to help people, but not everybody is part of the brotherhood, and that's why we've got the rules to kind of weed them out, right? All right, number 5. Number 5 is, arguably, I'm more fun now. I'm more fun a year later compared to a year before. If you go back and watch those other videos, things are definitely more fun now. I mean, granted, look at this. You know, I live in a world here in Tennessee where we have the comment trees. There's more than one. Did you notice that? They grow around. But we've got comments trees to feature subscribers' comments and questions. We've, of course, until someone submits a better version of it for me, we've got our coat of arms. We've got our motto, which is unity required, hair optional. I mean, that's fun, you know? So those are ways that I've grown as the host, as this YouTuber of this channel. And I think ultimately that's why, my opinion, I think that's these 5 things in particular are why my channel's growing. I really do believe that. I think it goes back to how I started this video. That what makes Marvel better than DC as far as movies go? Character arc, character development. What makes a sequel good? Character development. We learn something new about that character. We see how they change, for better or worse. because that makes things interesting. Because in the real world, people change, they mature, even circumstances change people. Most people don't go through their life staying the same way their whole life, and if they do, that'd probably be boring. I know my own life, definitely, I have changed so much. And I've mentioned before, I mean, being married 8.5 years, having 2 kids, that alone has changed me tremendously. It's funny because I originally, when YouTube came out about the time I got married, and I was experimenting with making videos, and I made a few, and I released them into YouTube, and I realized I don't really have anything to offer. Like, I'm not that interesting of a person. I'm trying to be something, but I don't even know what I am. But now I do. I have that confidence. I have that life experience because I've had that character arc. So not only my personal life, but here on this channel. So imagine this. Imagine a year from now, how many subscribers will I have, you know? And we can look back and think, well, a year ago, here's how I've changed in the last year. Here's how I've improved. And we look back in this video, and this video seems suddenly not that cool anymore. That's my goal. My goal is to not be cool. I mean, wait, I want to be cool, but I want to always be getting better. That's very important to me. Character development is very important. In closing, as I mature, as I get better at what I do, hopefully you will too. That's the whole goal. Hopefully it works best both ways. Brothers influence each other that way, don't they? We are the brothers. We are the brotherhood of the hair loss. And watch the orientation video, or I'm going to uninvite you from watching anymore. Seriously, right now, this video is about to end. Watch the orientation video that I made yesterday. Now. Oh, I still didn't turn it off. Oh, oops.